What's going on, fighters and friends? We're back with another live stream, and it looks like we got some people in the chat already. Hold on, what we got here? We have Shao. I assume you read my comment. I don't know what comment you're referring to, Reiko. Jackson says, today I've gone to the Big Apple, New York City. Ma'am, that is the city of... I'm very familiar with New York City. A lot of my life was spent in New York City. So I hope you're enjoying yourself in New York City. I don't like when people say where they are or where they're living or whatnot. So I don't want you to say what borough you're in. But despite which borough you're in, I'm hoping that you're enjoying yourself and having a good time. I was from the borough of the Bronx. Just FYI, a little bit of Shinfitz lore there. Reiko says, I was there once when I stripped the earth of all human life mortal. Yeah. Support. What's going on, Support? Support says, hello. Someone is mad. Midway Aracon is not the top of the list. Well, you know, it's only my personal list. Everyone has their own list. I mean, we know what Reiko's list is, who would be the top of his list, but you know, it's all opinion based. Everything is subjective. Hang on one second, you guys. Okay. But yeah, as far as my list goes, I think the person that I put as number one is absolutely the most successful Shao, if anything else. I am the true emperor. That's exactly what Reiko would say. That is exactly what Reiko would say. Midway Conquest, MK9. I don't know what you mean by those words, but okay. Whatever you say. Okay, I gotta get the secret character endings. So let's do that. They all say they're the true emperor, though. Exactly my point. They would all, whichever one he's talking about, they would all say that they are the true emperor. So I don't know what what he's proving by saying that. His list is that Midway, Conquest. Well, Conquest is Conquest the TV show, okay, and then MK9. Man, a lot of people on the list are saying stuff like, so I did a poll about who's the smartest version of of Shao Kahn, and everyone is saying the Midway version, and I'm genuinely surprised because I don't know what the Midway version did that makes everyone think he's smart. Because he was able to go to Earthrealm in MK3? That's it? Like that? That's the only thing that he did that's intelligent? I feel like all the other versions of Shao are at least more articulate than Midway version Shao Kahn. Support says Liu Kang only beats Shao Kahn because of plot armor. Realistically, Liu would have never won. Well, I mean, in any story, it's always plot armor, right? Regardless of the event happening. So Shao Kahn winning 9 straight Mortal Kombat tournaments, you know, or Outworld winning, is plot armor. Like, everything is plot armor. The fact that Liu Kang, that's like saying, so if something happened in like the only time it wouldn't be plot armor is if it happened in real life, right? So when for example, when Ronda Rousey was undefeated, right? No one would say that's plot armor because that's what happened, right? But if the same exact thing happens in a story, then it's plot armor. Like it happened. Regardless of the reason why it happened, it happened. Are you a fool? Do I need to explain? Oh, please explain. Well, technically, Midway era Shao Kahn won Armageddon and successfully managed to merge all realms until Raiden cheated in MK9. He did win. He did get to the top of the tower of the Pyramid of Argus. I don't know if he merged all the realms. That exactly didn't take place. But yep, he did defeat Blaze. I don't know if that's an intelligence thing. Like I don't know if that means he's the smartest version of Shao, but he did indeed do that. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Until Raiden cheated. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta cheat, I guess. Cunning and scheming. This will be a long explanation. Alright, well, do what you gotta do. I don't know how long it is for Midway era Shao Kahn. He's only well, if okay, I think I already know what he's gonna say. One thing he's gonna say is, "Oh well, in Deadly Alliance, he made a clone of himself." Like that. Every piece, like anyone of royalty does that. In Star Wars, when Queen Amidala had a clone, like that's not that doesn't show her intelligence. That's something that every oh my gosh, everyone of royalty does that. Obviously, you haven't read the lore. He did merge all the realms. His MK Armageddon gives us the context after he killed Blaze. Raiden was left as shown in MK9, and then he kills him and merges everything. Then he goes insane from madness. LOL. I don't think that ending is canon. I don't think any of the Armageddon endings are canon. Especially because when you defeat Blaze, like it doesn't give anyone the powers that they gained during their arcade endings. That's why none of it is really canon. When you defeat Blaze, one of two things happens. Either it kills everyone or it nullifies everyone's powers. It does not actually grant. It doesn't actually power you up. So the fact that Shao Kahn's ending says that he merged all the realms and went mad and whatnot, I believe all those endings are non-canon, because in the story, Blaze outright says what the purpose is of defeating him and what happens when you defeat him. One of two outcomes will happen: either everyone dies or everyone's powers are nullified. Or you could go by Kitana MKX ending. She kills him and brings peace to all the realms. Kitana's MKX ending? I don't think that was her MKX ending. Didn't she just like dream that she was in Edenia, but then she just woke up and she was in the nether realm. Like, it wasn't, her ending was just a dream. Yes, it does. Shao Kahn was channeling Blaze energy in MK9 when he was about to merge realms and kill Raiden. It's orange fire like Blaze, not his usual green. I mean, who's to say that Shao couldn't just... I think that's just Shao's power, to be honest, because again, in the conquest mode of Armageddon, it mentions that those are the only things that happen when you beat Blaze. Blaze doesn't actually power you up. So at the beginning of MK9, I think that's just Shao. First off, his history is long and planning. He overthrew Onaga. He maintained his empire for over 3 million years. Poisoning somebody is smart? Okay. Okay. All right, Reiko. In MKX, the narrator says in Kitana's ending... Wait, what? In MKX, the narrator says in Kitana's ending, this is the timeline unaltered by Raiden. Earthrealm was destroyed and Shao Kahn was kingdom. He survived Armageddon. In MKX, yeah, I think that was a dream. That was a dream by Kitana. Hold on, let's look it up. Maybe I'm mistaken, but if I remember correctly, I believe her MKX ending was all a dream, and then she wakes up and then she realizes she's still in the Netherrealm. But you know what? Let's take a look. While I look for... Oh, easy, found it. Support says he was powered up by Blaze. Shao Kahn never had orange fire like energy. It was always his green magic. Why would all of a sudden he have orange? I mean, there's a lot of things that Shao Kahn can do that we've never seen him actually do. That doesn't... just because we haven't seen him use powers like... Clearly he knows how to do blood magic, even though we've never seen him do blood magic. But he knows how to do it, so... Just because he broke out something new doesn't mean it's because Blaze did that to him. Again, this is not something that this is not my opinion. This is what Armageddon says. Armageddon says that when you defeat Blaze, those are the only two outcomes. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see if I can get this up. All right, 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, that's big. All right, there we go. Okay. And then we're going to get the audio going. All right, let's see what this says here. I legitimately don't remember how this goes, but I might be 100% incorrect. But let's find out. Here we go.
Kitana found herself walking the streets of a magnificent, shining city. This was Edenia, a realm freed from Outworld, and Kitana was its beautiful queen. This was the timeline unaltered by Raiden. Earthrealm had been destroyed by Shao Kahn, but Kitana had survived Armageddon and united the other realms to destroy him. Long-lasting peace was the result. Kitana awoke from this vision to find herself in the Netherrealm. She was not the queen of Edenia, but a revenant of hell, and she hated Raiden for it.
I don't know, man. It was a vision that Jade showed her, not a dream. What? So, so support. Check this out, right? You're saying that in MK9, it had to be Blaze powering him up because Shao Kahn can't glow orange, right? He's never glown orange before. However, Jade has never been able to show people visions before, but now Jade has the power to do that, and you just buy it. Because it fits your narrative. Okay, Jade can do something we've never seen her do before. You'll buy that, but you won't buy that Shao Kahn can do something that you've never seen before. Is that correct? Oh, man. Ah, you guys. No, oh, it's a grab. Jade, it's not her, obviously, was at the end. Yeah, Jade was at the end because they're both revenants. Like, that doesn't it doesn't mean that Jade gave her the vision. It never said anything like that. Plus, not only that, but the ending is non-canon. Either way, no matter how you slice it, it didn't happen. Even if you're right and it was a vision, it doesn't mean it's a vision of something that actually happened. Maybe, like, even if she did make her see a certain thing, that doesn't mean she's seeing something that is true. Or, like, what are we getting at here? What are we talking about? I use quotes for Jade. Okay. So what do you mean that? What are you trying to say if you're using quotes? If it's not really Jade? The attack on Shaolin Temple is his idea. Brilliant. That's a stroke of brilliance. Emmanuel, do you think Johnny Cage can defeat Liu Kang? So, I think, as a story of a fighting game, I think anyone in this game can beat anyone. Now, what is the percentage? Like, what is the likelihood that Johnny Cage can beat Liu Kang? I think it's unlikely. Emmanuel, I hope that answers your question. I think more times than not, Liu Kang would beat Johnny Cage, but I think Johnny Cage can defeat him, yes. I hope that answers your question. Sup, ready for the tournament on the 3rd? I mean, yeah, I mean, you and Junie, man. I'm ready to play in both your tournaments. Junie has his this Friday. At least my match is this Friday. But I feel like you guys, like, it's free to make a website, you know? Like, you can make a website or something just showing the rules and showing the dates and something that people can reference and go back to instead of having to. Well, I think you have it on your this might be unfair for me to say. I think you have it on your Discord, right? All the information. I haven't checked. If you did, then forget about everything I just said. But usually with tournaments, there should be something you can go back to reference everything that's going to happen. But either way, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Secret. Actually, I'm lying. I'm not ready. I haven't played MK1 in a long time, but I'll be playing either way. Branford, I hope I'm saying that right. Branford said, it's not Jade. It's possibly Kitana's manipulations. What does that mean, Branford? Secret says, I'll post about it later. Okay, cool. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, just something to reference it. And also, one thing that I highly recommend is being able to take notes about the tournament or to show some proof about the tournament. So standings, or not even necessarily standings, but some place that will show okay, this person beat this person, and then the top of the tournament were these people, and blah blah blah, because that is something that you can use later on, like if you ever want to pursue creating events. And it doesn't have to be for video games, but if it's something that you want to show, like, hey, I ran my own tournament before, these are the amount of players that I had in the tournament, this is the standings for the tournament, this is how the outcome of the tournament went. It basically can go on your resume for certain jobs if you choose to do so later down the line. So I know you're doing it just for fun, but I would definitely have some sort of notes or something and have it all in one place. Have the rules in the same place, have the standings in the same place, and that way you know, put the date so that you can reference when it happened, all that stuff. It's just a little tournament of power so people can have some fun. I understand you're doing it for fun, but like I said, I think it's a smart idea to be able to have proof that you put together and run a tournament. Trust me. I've run a couple different tournaments in the past, and I didn't do that. So I'm speaking from experience, and it's something that I wish I did have proof of or referenced back when I was doing it. So trust me, you want to do that. Support says Blaze didn't know what would actually happen after his death. What? Nothing that Delia and Argus had planned actually went to plan. Dagon got corrupted when he was supposed to assist Taven beating Taven. You sure about that, Support? I think you may need to re-watch the Armageddon Conquest mode. They both failed and got killed, and Shao Kahn stole the kill. John Vogel back in MK9 said Shao Kahn canonically killed Blaze. Yes, I agree with that. And if you go by Taven ending in Conquest mode, him defeating Blaze made it worse. I get that. However, that Blaze did know what would happen if you defeat him. He just didn't know which of the two outcomes would happen. Go rewatch the Conquest mode Armageddon. You don't even have to rewatch the whole thing. Just watch towards the end. That's when he mentions it. Don't make me call Jiren. I would dog walk Jiren. Blaze, I mean. Reptile. I'll explain later, mortal. I got things to do. You've been saying nothing this whole time. He attacked the Shaolin Temple. Oh, brilliant. All right, Reiko, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great night. All right. Ooh. Nope. Oh, I forgot my stupid bread and butter already. Ooh. But yeah, Secret. You know, I really like I mean, you can use Discord, don't get me wrong. But what I would do personally if I were you, I need to tell this to Junie as well, is Wix.com. You can make websites for free. It's very customizable, really easy to understand. I would just make a quick website and then just put all the rules there. Just write it. Like, here are the rules for the website. Here are the rules for the tournament, rather. And then you can put up the brackets. Like, okay, the first bracket is going to be Shinfitz versus this guy. And then you don't even have to you don't have to update it as it's happening. You could do it towards the end, but just so that you have it there to show anyone else. Oh no, why did I do that? Just to be able to show someone like, yeah, I ran a tournament, And this is how it went. I had X amount of players. I had 8 players or 6 players or whatever the case may be. And this is how it went. Trust me. It's got to be something you're going to want to reference down the line. Oh, nope. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. That launches. Okay. Wow. Wow, you can just block high for that? This game is so weird. Reiko Khan is my son. Is my son? Do you mean son from Marvel vs. Capcom? Support. The quest went wrong because of Blaze being, of course, during the quest. He was captured by Onaga's unholy men. Blaze says to both Dagon and Taven the quest has been corrupted. He does mention that. Yeah, okay, lol. Raiden. But yeah, Blaze does say what happens when you defeat Blaze, and it's not becoming godlike. That was a lie that that Shinnok made up just to get people to go to the temple. Yeah, but Shinnok is the reason everyone really went to the temple and the whole battle happened, and essentially everyone dying, himself included. But yeah, Blaze doesn't actually power you up when you beat him. Ooh, okay. Hands from this old man. Ooh. Oops. Oh yeah. Man, I don't know if any of you out there are horror fans, but they are coming out with, actually I think it's out, Black Phone 2. And the reason I bring it up is because in the original Black Phone, the main antagonist is just a guy, like it's just a human. But in Black Phone 2, and I haven't seen it yet, but in the trailer, it looks like they just made him Freddy Krueger. Like he just has the powers of Freddy Krueger. He can like attack you in your dreams. Ooh. And it's like whatever happens to you in your dream happens to you in real life. I was like, wow, they just literally made this man Freddy Krueger. Oh, jeez. Which I think is super lame. I don't like that idea that we're just gonna copy Freddy. But it's kind of cool to see how someone like Freddy got their powers. Like you've seen him as a regular human, and then now we get to see him as an apparition. So I don't know if I like it or not yet because I haven't seen the movie, but we'll see. Time will tell, I guess. But my first impression is to think I don't like it. UI Yamcha versus Super Saiyan 5 Mr. Satan. I'm not entertaining that rubbish. It's whoever the writer needs to win. So why does every ending in Armageddon, even though non-canon, and even Shao Kahn's ending, which is canon according to MK9 John Vogel, that everyone gets powers after killing Blaze? I think they just wanted to show like what someone would do if they like what each character would do when they get godlike power. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that, but then in the story tell you that Blaze does something completely different. I don't know why. I'm not on the team. And John Vogel, I know that John Vogel says that Shao does actually win in Armageddon, but I've never seen him say that his ending in Armageddon is canon. That I haven't seen. If you have something showing that, or if you have like a link to an interview, I would love to see that. You could either put the link in the chat, or if you find it later, you can put it into the Discord. Let me I'm gonna put a link to my Discord right here. If you're not, I think you're a part of the Discord, but if not, there it is. And then let me pin it. So if you find it, and this is not like a challenge or anything like that. If there is like an interview or something like that, I legitimately want to see it. So if you find it, please give the link. Because maybe what I'm saying is incorrect, and you know better because you saw whatever it is John Vogel mentioned. Jeez, that timing is so tight. Okay, so you can get it. It's been years and they still never explain how Shao Kahn even got back to the pyramid to kill Blaze. If we remember in Armageddon, intro Onaga took him away. So a lot of these things are tongue-in-cheek. I don't think that that intro is actually what happened in the battle. I think they were just doing that to tell a story. You know, like the intro to what other intro is there? Jeez. Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it's not fair to say because I guess most of the other intros, like the Deadly Alliance intro, happens the way it shows. But I don't know if it happened that way, because the way some of the people died in that intro is not the way you see them die in MK9. You know, like where the body placements are, some of them is not the way we saw it in that opening. So I don't know if it's true to form that, you know, Onaga took him away the way it showed. But even if he did, right, then I don't know, he just got back somehow. Like, maybe he opened a portal and then he just came back on his own. Like, he just walked through. Who knows? Oh, put some stank on that. Ooh, the claws. Oh man, I didn't go. I had him. I didn't confirm. Ooh. Oh my gosh. This might kill me. This might actually kill me. A lot of it did happen as shown in MK9 intro. Lee Mei death to Hotaru was shown in the aftermath, and Kenshi is seen stabbed by a sword like Quan Chi killed in Armageddon. You could also be right though, because I remember in Conquest, Delia had a vision of Armageddon, so maybe the intro was what she saw. It could be that, but either way, I mean, whether it's directly canon or not, like if it did happen the way it showed in that cinema, Shao Kahn getting back to the pyramid, I think is a moot point. You know, he has magic. He can he can open portals. Like it doesn't. I don't think he walked back to the battlefield. Okay, this is gonna do like 50%. Look at the damage. Oh gosh. I'm almost 52%. Okay. All right. So let me record this this ending real quick. Oh my gosh. Who's winning? Full Power Cyberman or UI Yamcha? See, this is how I know you are still a young whippersnapper when it comes to Dragon Ball. Because you have to determine what kind of Cyberman. The Cybermen, they've been shown at different strength levels throughout the show, throughout Dragon Ball. We've seen young Vegeta beat up on a whole bunch of Cybermen that are super weak. And then in the Saiyan Saga, we see the Cybermen that they grew there. They were as strong as Raditz was when he landed on Earth. So just saying a Cyberman, it doesn't help, because like full power Cyberman, that doesn't help, because full power at what strength level? Cyberman from Z. Yeah, we saw Cyberman from a Z movie. I think it was the Bardock movie, which is Dragon Ball Z, where young Vegeta beats up on them, and then we see them in Dragon Ball Z in the Saiyan Saga, and they're as strong as Raditz was on Earth. So who's to say? It everything is subjective. It doesn't matter. It's whoever the writer needs to win. That's the person who wins. Support says, in my headcanon, it would have been better if Taven did kill Blaze, like in Armageddon Conquest ending, and Shao Kahn just killed him from behind, and then the rest of the fighters killed each other. Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I gotta admit, John Vogel, the more I think of John Vogel's writing, is the more I dislike his writing style. I feel like he does things for shock value. Like jeez. I watched this video about the MK11 story, and I'm like, this man is speaking truth, just pointing all the holes in the story with Chronica. And then he did the One Being. You guys know how I feel about the One Being. And like, oh gosh, I don't know. Jeez, John Vogel, man. We need Tobias, but as much as I think the more like there's cool stuff in the more recent stories, don't get me wrong, but just this over the top stuff, like I really wish the story would focus on like the characters' motivations and how they feel about being in this situation, and then their interconnective stories and why they do what they do, and then choose one person and have that one person be the main character of the story, where they have an arc at the end of the story, instead of this like, anyway, that's a whole other talk for another day. Until he and Raiden were left. Super Saiyan 4 Bart. Oh gosh, okay, stop talking. King Vegeta, the non Super Saiyan, you want to fight Super Saiyan 4? Okay. Shao Kahn somehow being the true killer of Blaze just cheapens and kind of ruins Taven's story, in my opinion. It does. He doesn't win in his own story. That's kind of lame. Even though I'm not really hating on Shao Kahn beating Blaze at the end. I just feel like all the extra stuff that was added in, like we can't just. So originally, Mortal Kombat, right? The story is based on a bunch of different stuff. Big Trouble in Little China. There's some stuff with old kung fu movies, and also like Bloodsport and Enter the Dragon. Excuse me. And these movies are strictly based on them entering a tournament, why they're entering the tournament, who wins, who loses, and then what the motivations as to why the main character does what he does in the tournament. That's what a lot of these stories are about, and I really wish that Mortal Kombat can go back to a simpler story and really focus on character development instead of like, okay, we're gonna do this story, but then now here's this one being, and this one being is influencing people, and we have like it's too many cosmic things happening instead of it being this very grounded. I mean, it doesn't have to be grounded in the sense of like how spectacular it is. Like we can still have superpowers and fireballs and ice balls and stuff like that. But as far as the story goes, I feel like the story needs to be more grounded. Get to why is Sub-Zero here? How does Sub-Zero feel about being here? Does he want to continue in this tournament? Does he want to kill? Do the same for Johnny. Do the same for Lou. Like really get down to a grounded character development story about these characters. And it doesn't have to get super nuts as far as all these cosmic plot points. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. John Vogel gave us a 3D era and gave us great villains like Onaga. So he wasn't that bad. I take him as a writer over the current ones. I take John Tobias back. I mean, the 3D era. I feel like the 3D. I think people, they have rose-colored glasses when they think about the 3D era, because Onaga's in the 3D era and people love Onaga, and the Deadly Alliance was in the 3D era and that was cool, but the storylines felt very, I don't know, not strong. I mean, this was also the same story that had like Cobra and Kira that went nowhere, and had Nitara that went nowhere. And like, I felt like in the Midway story, a lot of the characters there had an impact one way or another, or they had a role to play in the story. They didn't just have a side thing going on that didn't really have an impact on the main story. Because you have like Suhao. I mean, like what did he do? You have all these characters. You have oh geez, let me think. I have to look at the character list, but there were some. I mean, there were great characters like Frost, even though people didn't like Frost at first. It really looked like they were moving towards like Kung Lao was the main character, but then they just completely stopped that. Like I said, the one being, you guys know I hate the one being. They had Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I can't really. I don't know. This is something I really got to think about and and kind of get all my thoughts in order, because the 3D era was cool, but I don't think it's as great as people make it out to be. I didn't mind. I mean, okay. Oh, wait. What? I didn't. The one being plotline, in my opinion, long as they actually properly explain it, but they never do. And then they act like he's not relevant, and now he got Titans in the multiverse. Well, they have to move away from the one being and make him unrelevant, because you can't use him. The only thing you can do, like, what can you do with the one being? You can be like, oh, he's influencing us, or he's influencing X, Y, and Z, but you can't have the one being succeed, because if he succeeds, then everything dies. So you can never see the one being, you can never fight against the one being, and you can't have the one being succeed. But if he doesn't succeed, then how powerful is he? So just based on just based on like these traits, the one being is I mean, it's an irrelevant character, because quite frankly, like I didn't need an alternate reason as to why Shao wanted to merge the realms. You know, I could have it could be a much more grounded reason. It could be for reasons of greed, or for reasons of maybe he has some insecurity in the past when he saw his realm get taken over as a child or something, and then he's like, that'll never happen to me. Or I don't know, it could be a grounded thing that would develop his character. But instead of doing character development as to why Shao Kahn wants to merge the realms, John Vogel comes up with this cosmic entity that is making him do it. And that's what I mean about character development writing versus this cosmic entity writing. And I don't know, it's frustrating. They even messed up Deception Conquest story too. When you think about it, Shujinko's story is full of plot holes. Oh, it 100% is full of plot holes. His story is supposed to begin many years before MK1, up to the end of Deadly Alliance, but the timeline gets jumbled and a mess. 100%. How was Shujinko an old man during Deadly Alliance, while locked up when he was middle-aged, when he heard Liu Kang was killed? Yeah, exactly. The only thing I can think of is maybe time is different in Order Realm, but other than that, it, like you said, it doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of cool ideas. Like the Dragon King is a cool idea. Don't get me wrong, I agree, Onaga is dope, but as far as a story goes, the story of the 3D era, I don't know if it holds up. The one being plot is only introduced to give Onaga motivation to end everything. In his ending, he does seek to be his own one being. Yeah, but that's the thing I'm saying. Instead of developing Onaga's character to give him motivation as to why he wants to end everything, instead they just had the one being make him do it. Like, they make this cosmic entity manipulate him to do it. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of writing I don't dig. Like, I don't really like that. Like Taven and Dagon, instead of the main character having a reason as to why he wants to defeat the antagonist, instead it's just a cosmic entity that tells him, you have to do this. Like Blaze is just forcing him to do this thing, instead of the main character having his own motivations as to why he wants to do it. And that just feels like the opposite of what you want to do with characters. You want to develop your characters. So some of the best villains, they have their own motivations as to why they do the things they do. It's not because some unseen being is manipulating them to do it. I find that lame. I'm sorry. Yandra Jinko also fights Noob Saibot in Chaos Realm, but Bihan isn't even born yet at this point. Oh, that is hilarious. Are you sure that's how it goes? Oh man, that is hilarious if that's the case. Okay, hold on. Let me record this ending real quick here, and then I'll jump back on before I call it quits. Hang on 1 second.
Freddy Krueger's bladed hands tore through Shao Kahn. The demonically enhanced weapons had been more than a match for the Emperor's dark magic. Though Freddy had saved Earthrealm, Nightwolf recognized him as an evil spirit, and in a shamanistic ritual, sent him back to the Dream Realm. But that decision proved ruinous. Freddy did not resist. He welcomed a return to immortality. From the Dream Realm, he will again create a nightmare in Earthrealm.
Man, I think I messed that up. I think I had an echo going on the audio. Oh, yeah, annoying. And there's no easy way to go back and just see this ending. You have to do this whole stupid arcade mode again. Oh, MK9, you're so annoying. Okay. Now, support. I don't think chronologically Sojinko fought Noob Saibot. Lore-wise, it was a Netherrealm Wraith that invaded Chaos Realm. That's an interesting thought. So maybe it wasn't necessarily Noob Saibot, but just some jabroni of the Netherrealm. Oh yeah. Now the thing is, man, we would have to watch that scene, because if he speaks as Noob Saibot, like if he says like, my name is Noob Saibot XYZ, then that kind of squashes your theory. It wasn't really Noob Saibot. His model was just a placeholder, just like Shujinko trains with Sub-Zero. It's an ancestor, not the actual Kuai Liang. Oh, really? Is that how you interpret it? I mean, that might be an interesting way to see it. Huh. That would be interesting. But what about, doesn't he meet other characters like Sonya Blade and stuff like that? Like, doesn't he meet other, like, non-Edenians, like people with regular lifespans? I gotta rewatch the Deception stuff. The Deception Conquest mode. Let me think. Does he meet Sonya? I don't think so. Does he only meet people who live a long time? I believe so, because Shujinko's quest is supposed to happen decades before the events of the 9th tournament and MK1. Well, parts of it, yes, but then his story goes on after that as well, after that time period, up until, I guess, up until Deadly Alliance. But yes, it's supposed to take place because I believe he. Well, it's interesting. I don't know how long before that tournament, the 10th Mortal Kombat tournament, that Shujinko's story takes place. Clearly, he knows of Shang Tsung, so some of the other tournaments obviously took place, but he's a child when we meet him in the story. But at the time that Raiden tells him Liu Kang had, well, actually, at the time where Raiden invites him to join the Mortal Kombat tournament, right? He's a young man, I believe, maybe like 20s ish, or maybe teenage. That's when Raiden invites him to join the 10th tournament, and then he has to turn it down because of Damashi. So he's young then, and then he spends an undisclosed time in the Netherrealm. That supernaturally ages him up, and then after that he spends some years in the cell of Order Realm, and who knows what that did to him. Bradford, yeah, like Conquest has a lot of plot holes. It does have a lot of plot holes, and it's all because they wanted to do this thing where you see this character grow up, which is a cool thing to see. Again, very cool concept, but then when you put pen to paper, it wasn't really executed the right way. So that's why I'm like, John Vogel is a cool ideas guy. He has really cool ideas, but to actually flesh them out, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you do the White Lotus side quests, Shujinko tries to prove himself as the Shaolin representative, but they ended up choosing Liu Kang because Shujinko took too long on his quest. Poor guy. Poor guy. That's a cool what if story though, if Shujinko would have been chosen instead of Liu Kang, and then he went to the 10th martial arts, the 10th Mortal Kombat tournament. How would things have played out differently? Would he have beaten Shang Tsung and then they went to Outworld instead? I don't know. Interesting thought, theory crafting there. But anyway, guys, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thank you guys for coming in and stopping by and talking Mortal Kombat with me. I really do appreciate it. As always, time is our most valuable asset. So thank you so much for spending some of your time with me here tonight. And I hope you spend the rest of your time doing something fun, doing something inspiring, doing something productive, and getting some rest. I feel like we don't get enough rest. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out again. I really do appreciate it. It would be cool if Shujinko had decided to say screw Damashi and went to the tournament. He should have said screw Damashi. Plus, but the thing is, I wonder if Damashi would have taken away his ability to absorb the fighting abilities of other people. Or is he just stuck with that? Because if he could just take away that power, then I feel like once Shujinko stepped to him at the end of Deception, why didn't he just take away that power from him then? You know what I mean? Very strange. Very strange. It's like they didn't want you to play as the Shujinko character throughout Deception because they only made him as an old man. They didn't have the young sprites of him. So to justify that in the story, they gave him the ability to absorb the fighting abilities of other... Like it feels like that plot point was made because of a limitation in the game and not because it was important for the story. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of stuff just doesn't really fit. He would have definitely beat Shang Tsung. You think so? I think, doesn't he meet Shang Tsung before the 10th tournament and Shang Tsung beats him up? Shang Tsung is basically... What? Shang Tsung is basically the good Shang Tsung? Oh, Shujinko is basically the good Shang Tsung. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. It's so funny. Shang Tsung is basically Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China, but Shujinko is Pai Mei, which is another main antagonist in a bunch of different old kung fu movies. But it's funny that you made that connection. Support. Anyway, you guys, thank you again. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and I hope you guys have a great one. Take it easy. Wednesday watch party tomorrow. Wednesday watch party tomorrow. We'll do a watch party tomorrow. Yeah, why not? I think I skipped last week. Yeah, we'll do watch party Wednesday tomorrow. So stop by tomorrow and we'll hang out again. All right, you guys, take it easy. Have a great night. Peace.